The world is not drenched in daylight, nor consumed by night. Imagine a sky forever painted in shades of purple and orange, where the sun never rises fully and darkness never truly falls. How would early humans carve out survival beneath a horizon that never changes? Would they become creatures of shadow, hunters of dusk, or victims of predators, thriving in half-light? This is the story of survival, when life unfolds under an eternal twilight. Beneath the half-lit heavens, a small band of Australopithecus moves through tall grass, shimmering in the dim glow. Their bodies bend low, eyes straining against the horizon, where outlines blur and every shape can be predator or prey. The land feels alive with ambiguity. Rocks masquerade as crouching beasts. The flicker of fireflies mimics distant eyes. In this strange light, trust in vision is fragile, and survival demands sharper instincts than sight alone. One female carries a bundle of leaves folded into a pouch, the weight sloshing faintly with river water. Another grips a stone tool worn from repeated strikes, ready for both digging roots and fending off sudden attack. Children cling to their mothers, restless, sensing tension in the air. The band edges toward a shallow river, its surface glowing like liquid copper under the twilight sky. They crouch at the edge, dipping cupped hands and leafy bundles to gather water, but the quiet does not last. From across the reeds, a ripple disturbs the surface. A shadow slides smooth and deliberate. A crocodilian shape adapted to this half-light, its eyes catching the last glimmer. Instinct erupts. A male strikes the water with a long branch splashing to distract, while the others drag children and gatherers back. The predator lunges, jaws snapping where a body had been seconds before, and the clan scatters up the bank. The struggle is not of dominance, but of endurance. Humans against the uncertainty of twilight's predators. Shaken, the band regroups under the cover of thorn trees. They huddle close backs to the wood faces turned outward to scan the wavering landscape. In twilight, no safe hour exists. There is no day to guarantee visibility, no night to ensure rest. Sleep comes only in brief fragments shared among the group. While some close their eyes, others stand watch, every rustle magnified into menace. It is here in this balance of vigilance and exhaustion that the band discovers unity as survival. One young male gathers dry twigs and strikes stone against stone, coaxing sparks into a thin fire. The glow spreads weak against the vast dusk, but enough to push back creeping silhouettes. Yet twilight is not only danger, it is opportunity. Herds of grazing animals wander longer, confused by the unchanging light. The Australopithecus take advantage, creeping low, flanking with patience. Communication happens not with words, but with glances, gestures, shared intent. A stone flake glimmers in hand, raised high, and in a sudden burst the hunters surge. They chase a small antelope into a funnel of bodies, a coordinated strike, where one distracts another lunges, and a third delivers the blow. Blood darkens the twilight grass, and the band roars in silent triumph, their faces painted by fire's dim glow and the eternal dusk above. But the half-light also draws rivals. From the tree line, another clan watches their silhouettes sharp against the horizon, their eyes fixed on the fresh kill. Hunger makes enemies of kin, and under skies, without time, battles can ignite at any moment. The rival clan steps closer, their shadows stretching long in the endless twilight. The hunted antelope lies between the two bands, its body steaming in the cool air. A low growl rises not from beasts, but from humans themselves. A primal warning that echoes across the savanna. The Australopithecus clutched their stone tools tighter, bodies hunched their fire at their backs. Fire is power here, the one advantage that makes shadows retreat. The rival clan knows it, but hunger gnaws more fiercely than fear of flame. Slowly they fan out, eyes darting to the kill. The first clan braces, forming a half-circle around the carcass, their young pressed behind them, their hunters crouched forward, like lions ready to spring. The standoff stretches the twilight sky, casting both groups in an eternal moment that feels like the gods themselves are holding their breath. Then, without signal, the rival clan rushes. Stone scrapes against stone, branches snap under desperate feet. A clash of bodies erupts, screams, shouts the thud of flesh against earth. One female falls dragged back by her kin before a rival's rock can strike her skull. Another hunter hurls a burning branch into the fray, sparks scattering across dry grass. The rival clan recoils not from the humans before them, but from the fear of flame that no beast can tame. Smoke curls upward into the dim horizon, and the attackers hesitate. In that heartbeat, the defenders surge, dragging the antelope toward the fire, rallying around their glowing center. The rival clan, frustrated and beaten back, retreats into the half-lit forest. Their eyes glint once more before vanishing into the dark. No final defeat, only postponed hunger. The victors sag in exhaustion, their breaths steaming, their bodies streaked with blood and dirt. Yet triumph fills the air. They gather close, carving meat with flakes of stone, passing charred strips hand to hand. Fire crackles, flesh sizzles, and for a moment, the twilight feels less threatening. Children gnaw on bones, soot smearing their faces, while hunters sit in silence, their eyes scanning the horizon still, because safety is never permanent in a world without day or night. As the meal ends, clouds roll in low and heavy, cloaking the twilight in shadow even deeper. A storm brews, sudden, violent, born of skies forever on the edge of change. The wind lashes the trees, bending thorn branches like whips. Lightning splits the horizon, and thunder follows a sound like mountains breaking apart. The clan scrambles, gathering children, clutching embers from their fire, wrapped in leaves to preserve the spark. Rain begins to fall, heavy, relentless drumming against skin and stone. The fire hisses, collapsing into blackened ash, and panic flickers across their faces. Fire meant survival, and without it, predators rule. They run through mud and grass, their small bodies slipping, their footprints washing away. One male carrying the embers stumbles, nearly losing the bundle. Another rushes to lift him, hands tightening around the precious glow. Lightning flashes again, and in its brilliance, a shape emerges, a massive saber-toothed cat, crouched atop a rise, its teeth shining like curved daggers against the storm. The clan freezes. The cat's eyes fix on them, glowing with hunger and certainty. Under skies of endless twilight, the true battle for survival has only begun. The saber-toothed cat slinks closer, its body a ripple of muscle, its paws silent in the rain-soaked grass. The clan tightens together, forming a shield of bodies around the children. They clutch their tools, sharp stone flakes, branches stripped bare. But these feel pitiful against the predator's fangs. The ember bundle glows faintly fragile in its leafy cocoon, and hope rests within it. A young male raises the bundle high, shielding it from the rain, while another crouches low, gathering wet branches. Sparks are life, and life cannot be surrendered. The cat pounces its roar, splitting the storm. Chaos erupts. Hunters slash with stones, striking the beast's flank. A female shrieks, hurling a rock that cracks against its skull. Blood streaks its fur, but hunger drives it forward. In desperation, one male thrusts a sharpened stick into its chest, and the cat reels, claws, tearing flesh, as it retreats with a final furious snarl. It vanishes into the twilight, leaving the clan trembling but alive. They collapse together, hands gripping shoulders, their breaths shallow with both terror and triumph. Rain still pours, but the ember glows smoldering, stubborn. They gather under a rocky overhang, scraping bark and dry grass, fanning weak flames, until at last, fire blossoms again. Light flickers against their wet faces, steam rising from their bodies. Children laugh nervously, clutching bones as toys, while the hunters exchange glances heavy with meaning. They survived not because of strength alone, but because they stood as one. The storm passes, clouds drift, revealing the eternal twilight sky once more, orange, purple, endless. Around the fire, the clan feasts again on the last of the antelope, their silhouettes painted in light. One female hums softly, rocking a child against her chest, while others lick marrow from bones. The predator is gone, the rival clan far away, and for the first time in days, their eyes close in rest. In this half-world of shadow, survival is not guaranteed. Yet every ember saved, every meal shared, every scar carried forward binds them tighter. Under skies that never change, they carve out life, shaping not just survival, but the first sparks of something greater. Tribal memory, unity, the fragile beginnings of human resilience.